All right, so the question was, when was Johnny Newton going to be drafted? He was someone who I had very high on my big board. I believe I had him. Might have had him top 10 on my big board. He was 11th on PFF's big board, and I believe 24th on the consensus big board. Kind of an analytics darling who even people that weren't analytics fans were still a big fan of. And yet he falls all the way to round 2. Weirdly, wasn't even the first defensive tackle taken in round 2, but he does go here to the Commanders, which, listen, for their first pick, whether you are a Daniels fan or a Drake May fan, whatever, they got the quarterback that they like. They have a chance to build that way. But what they needed to do was add some defensive help as well. Their offense is okay. Don't get me wrong. There's things that could be improved upon, but that's not the biggest issue in this team. The defense was rough last season, but I think people would maybe criticize this perhaps and say, listen, they need an edge rusher. They need corner. Is interior defensive line the biggest need? Well, no, I don't think so, but it's something you can always improve upon, for one thing, and it's, I think, the best player available. Like, Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen are great, but, you can have 3 different interior defensive linemen come in and play, right? You don't need to just have one, and, Jonathan Allen is 29. Who knows how long he'll play, right, and play at a high level. I like this move. I'm a big fan of not paying too much attention to need, and, again, you can have Johnny Newton play, still like 500 to 600 snaps if you need to, and still have Daron Payne, and Jonathan Allen, get like 800 each. Like, you're going to get snaps out of these guys, not to mention injuries happen. It's the kind of thing where sometimes we think like Madden, where it's like, well, we just need 2 interior defensive linemen. No, you need more than that, and so he'll get playing time. He'll be a great player. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on why I like the logic behind it. But now let's get into the film itself, what I like about him as a player so much. Let's just get into it. So let's start off with this play. You see he's going to be going up one-on-one against the right guard right here. So let's see how this play begins. If what we're going to see on this is his hands, which his hands are just ferocious. Watch how when this play begins, again, you see him kind of swipe that hand away from the guard so quickly, and he has that footwork. He's able to get past that guard so quickly. I mean, it reminds you of like Jalen Carter and the way he can move this fast. And because of that, you see he has the great closing speed as well. He gets to the quarterback and gets the sack right there. Those immediate pressures, and being able to get immediate pressures from the inside, it really is so valuable. I mean, we've seen, like Chris Jones is an example of someone who's been able to do that pretty effectively in Kansas City, I would say. Newton, another guy who does this, again, I'm not saying he's going to be Chris Jones or anything, but just how valuable it can be. Like, this one's another one, going to be going up one-on-one against a right guard once again. And again, watch the hands here. Watch how on this play, what he's doing right here is he's kind of he's always grabbed on to the really kind of both pec areas of the guard right here. What Newton's essentially going to do is pull down with his left arm. He's going to try to get the guard to go in that direction, which is a legal play. You're allowed to do that, and watch what he is going to be able to do. Watch him pull the guard down, gets around him, and is able to, get towards the quarterback. Quarterback does a nice job of making him miss, so that's not ideal, but it was a good move by the quarterback as well, and you still disrupted the play if you're Newton. So again, the ability to get past those offensive linemen is truly impressive. And also, like, something like this, the guy can move. I mean, for someone who's as big as he is, you kind of assume, okay, run stuffing interior defensive lineman. That's really not the case. For one thing, he's a great pass rusher, but he can also just do stuff like this, where it's going to be an option play towards the top of the screen, and you see where Newton is. I've circled him in white. Watch how when this play begins, I mean, again, he's unblocked at the line by design, right? They're essentially going to try and, pitch the ball back to the halfback, and they're assuming Newton won't be able to make this play. But watch how Newton does have the athleticism to get over, and he does make the tackle on that running back. Really good job to be able to, again, to pull this kind of thing off. And also in stuff like this, the hands allow you to be able to win, as the play goes along. I think that's something that's worth mentioning is, we talk about athleticism a lot when it comes to interior defense or just defensive linemen in general. But the issue is if you're a great athlete, but the other player has the hand placement they want, not always a lot you can do. But if you have great hands yourself, even if it starts off poorly, and even if the opposing player has the hand placement they want, the play is far from over. And here is an example of that. So when it begins, you're going to see that the tackle right here, again, kind of gets the hand placement he wants. But like I said, this play is far from over. And watch what Newton is going to be able to do with his left arm and his right arm, really. Where essentially what he's going to do is, you see him pull with his right arm and get the left arm over. He gets around the tackle and is able to still make an impact on that play. It's the ability to kind of never say die and the ability to continue to find a way to win that, you can only have if you have the explosive hands and feet that Newton has. Also, a play like this where it's going to, again, be a one-on-one block right here. Hey, maybe don't block him one-on-one. Might be a good idea, perhaps. And this time, Newton doesn't know if it's run defense or pass rush right here. So watch how he starts this play. You see that when it begins, he drives that offensive lineman a step back, but now realizes this is actually a pass rush play. This was play action. So what is he going to do here? Well, first, he does kind of that pull move I showed earlier to get around the guard, is in position to get into the backfield. But again, interior defensive lineman, can he make a tackle on the quarterback? Well, here the answer is absolutely yes. He is able to do that. And having a guy who can win on the inside so consistently is really impressive. And the fact, he's still a really good run defender as well. But let's be honest, pass rush is more fun to talk about, makes for more exciting film. But he does so many other things really well. And the athleticism that he has, which I kind of brought up like, hey, hands are what I value more. The guy's a great athlete on top of it. It's not like all he has is technique. It's just his technique is what makes him special. He is so technically sound, also is a great athlete, and is so consistent at not just being able to be a good run stuffer, but also be someone who can help rush the passer and have a real impact in that area. So listen, I brought up Chris Jones earlier, not saying he's going to be Chris Jones, but I mean, again, it seemed like he was that guy in college, right? So who knows how, what his ceiling will end up being, but certainly, I think it's fair to say, his ceiling is very high, and I could certainly see him ending up as a great NFL player. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on all of this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate that. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button or just click on the channel itself. I will be covering every little detail about this draft, so if there's anything you're interested in, I'm sure I have a video about it. Make sure you check that out. Also, if you like movies, make sure you check out my movie channel. The link is in the description for that. Have a lot of fun stuff on there, some movie reviews, some tier lists, stuff like that. And also, if you want to just hear more of my general thoughts, follow me on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Link is in the description for that as well. And once again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it.